Hey there, all you true believers. This is Multiversal Archivist coming at you with another video. And today we're going to talk about something dumb. Now, we're all comic book fans here. If there's one thing we know, it's that a good hero needs an equally good villain. Your Jokers, Lex Luthors, Reverse Flashes, and yes, your Green Goblins. The relationship between hero and villain is not just a plot device, it's a sacred thing. It defines them. And especially in the world of comic books where they tend to survive for many years/decades. But in a world where heroes and villains linger, it can be hard to keep true to the hero and villain's original conflict, especially in the mainstay universe. Our topic of conversation today is Spider-Man and Green Goblin, two people who have been locked in a battle for 60 years. The years have been many and long since that first conflict, and it's a history that should be respected. But have they stayed true to themselves? I'm not going to beat around the bush here. Recently, events in Amazing Spider-Man have taken an even sillier turn than usual. Now, it's probably not hard to guess my feelings towards the current run of Amazing Spider-Man. What they have been doing there is something. I don't follow it issue to issue nowadays because I'm fed up of it and the pall of it all. That being said, something happened in the last two issues that really got my goat. My fellow multiversal denizens, Spider-Goblin is dumb as shit. Now again, comics are a nebulous thing. The continuity is ever-changing, reshaping itself and then snapping back into place. Part of the problem with comics nowadays is this adherence to the status quo. However, it does provide a safety net insofar that you know things will snap back into place eventually. For instance, I quite liked Steve Rogers' brief run as Evil Captra. Part of the reason I could enjoy it so much was that I knew it would eventually snap back. So while I think Spider-Goblin is dumb as shit, I know it will eventually leave, and probably even soon. But I still think it's dumb. And I also think it doesn't accurately portray the antagonistical relationship Norman and Peter have had throughout the years. Now, I'm going to make it clear here, and now that I have not read every Norman Osborn and Peter comic. I've not read every interaction they've had together. However, this whole turning my enemy into my ally thing stinks to the high heaven of Joker and Batman BS. Yes, there are realities and verses where Joker hates Batman's guts. But in most things, he considers Batman his darling, and makes it his mission to break Batman in the same way that he's broken. He wants Batman to stand by his side, and would consider it a victory if he did. For Norman and Peter, I have always considered their relationship to be one of pure hate. Two people who exist at opposite ends of the spectrum. One of my favorite panels is in Spider-Man Life Story, where Norman literally dies from a heart attack in front of Peter. His dying words are, "I hate you." No, not even "I hate you," they're "hate you." That's the kind of relationship I feel Norman and Peter have. Now, there have been things where Norman has wanted Peter by his side, or at least considered Peter his protege, like in the OG Ultimate Spider-Man universe. But that made sense given Peter was created by Norman in a way in that universe. In the Fantastic Spider-Man movie, Defoe asked Peter to join him, but only to set him up for an ambush. What I'm saying is Norman wants to beat him. Norman wants to torture him. And while turning Peter into a goblin would torture him, I don't think Norman wants his greatest enemy to act like him. I don't think he'd find the win satisfying. What gets me about it is the fact that we've done this recently. We've seen this story play out, and Peter has already been goblinized once, and it got reversed. While it was clearly a taste of what was to come, and it wasn't very long, it annoys me that we have to do this all over again. So much in this run just lingers. Lingers like a bad stink or a bad fart from the Hulk. It's the same with Paul. Paul. But I still think Spider-Goblin is the worst offender. While it's fun to hear the Parker snark turned up to an 11 and evil, I don't get anything out of evil Peter stories. Even the black suited stuff in Marvel Spider-Man 2 is kind of an enemy. I don't think it's true to their relationship. And by relationship, I mean the Norman and Peter relationship. The Green Goblin and Spider-Man relationship. But that's my opinion. Sound off in the comments if you agree or disagree. For now, this has been the Multiversal Archivist. You can find me now on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, and even here on YouTube. Keep calm and don't let the Wild Bill of Universe 300 take you on a ride in his Ferris wheel of death.